General Motors drops mad Skrilla on a self-driving car startup. President Obama talks tech at South by Southwest. NASA announces next trip to Mars, and more. It's Friday, March 11th, and this is Crunch Report, presented by Toyota. General Motors reportedly spent over $1 billion on a startup called Cruise Automation to get into the self-driving car game. Cruise Automation doesn't actually build cars, but it makes sensors that transform regular boring cars into ones that can drive themselves. The big tech giants, Apple and Google, they're already doing it, so if car companies want to stay relevant, getting into the autonomous car space should be a no-brainer. Cruise will remain an independent company, but GM plans to integrate the startup's technology into its fleet of cars, stat. The startup had raised over $18 million from investors like Spark and Y Combinator. Instacart, the grocery delivery startup worth billions of dollars, has slashed prices for its shoppers by 50%, and people are rightfully pissed off. Starting on Monday, Instacart shoppers are going to make significantly less money per delivery and per item picked up in the store. Instacart is trying to remedy the cut by giving shoppers 100% of their tips, as opposed to just half the tips. But one Instacart shopper told me that people don't always tip, so it's probably not going to make a huge difference. Instacart notified the shoppers about this change earlier this month, saying that their success is important to them and blah, 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 corporate bullshit. In a statement, Instacart said, "We have made some recent changes to reduce variability in how much shoppers earn, and we're constantly innovating to help shoppers get more orders. After these changes, our shoppers will earn, on average, an effective rate of $15 to $20 per hour, which is both in line with historical levels and strongly competitive within our markets." When will this end? The Apple versus the FBI saga around unlocking an iPhone continues. Yesterday, the Department of Justice released a massive 43-page document that accuses Apple in engaging in false and corrosive rhetoric around the case. Apple General Counsel Bruce Sewell, of course, disagreed, saying the tone of the brief read like an indictment and felt like a cheap shot. He said, "In 30 years of practice, I don't think I've ever seen a legal brief that was more intended to smear the other side with false accusations and innuendo, and less intended to focus on the real merits of the case." Apple says it will file a response to the DOJ's brief by Monday and is set to appear before a judge later this month. President Barack Obama made an appearance at South by Southwest today, the first sitting president to ever do that. TechCrunch had a team live on the ground to hear Obama talk about how tech can be used to solve some of our country's issues like voter turnout and civic engagement. He opened up his talk by outlining 3 ways tech can improve the U.S. The first was making the government work better through tech, noting how the government has used tech to cut down the time it takes to apply for FAFSA student aid. Secondly, tech can help tackle big problems like disease in new, innovative ways. Third of all, Obama said we need to use big data and tech to make it easier to vote, noting that it's easier to order a pizza than vote. He went on to say that it's not just enough to focus on the next cool thing. Tech needs to start solving bigger problems. Regarding the Apple versus FBI case, Obama said he couldn't comment. What he did say was that all of us value our privacy, and our society is built on a healthy skepticism about government overreach. NASA is not giving up on its quest to better understand how Mars formed and has evolved. Today, NASA announced that it's sending its next lander, called the InSight Mars lander, to Mars in May of 2018. The mission was supposed to originally go down this month, but a technical issue discovered late last year put the InSight Mars lander launch on hold. NASA engineers now believe they have a solution to the problem and should be able to fix it in the time leading up to the 2018 launch. This robotic Mars mission is part of NASA's broader goal to send humans to the red planet. That's the report for today. I'm Megan Rose Dickey. Crunch Report airs every weekday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on TechCrunch.com. You can also find us on iTunes and on YouTube. We'll see you on Monday.